Bianca Censori exposes Kanye nasty medical condition he's hiding. He stinks. I didn't even see none of the video yet, and I already think this is bull. I ain't even see it yet, but let's see what she talking about. And I ain't got extra to like, comment, subscribe because the realest gonna do it already. Let's get it.
Bianca Censori just exposed Kanye for having multiple STDs and stankin' as bad as a walking dead man. Word on the street is Bianca didn't
So you got STDs too.
was having all these multiple STDs till she married him. And the worst part is he allegedly hasn't been treating them, so he stinks all the time and she's done putting up with it. A source close to Bianca literally said, and I quote, "It's a serious stench when the layers come off and he's dripping in sweat head to toe, especially as he's not big on showering, and poor Bianca's nostrils are on the receiving end." Bianca herself had her things to say about Kanye right out of her own mouth, and she posted it all over her close friends on Instagram, thinking no one will see it, but someone leaked it, and baby, you're not gonna believe the things she was saying about Kanye. Kanye's STDs.
I don't believe none of that, bro. You see how much they've been trying to tear this man apart, like all for the last 3 months. I'm not gonna believe that's really Kanye until I hear him starting to expose the music industry again. Until he start exposing the behind the scenes stuff of Hollywood, I'm not gonna believe that's him, for real.
And chronic stank is reportedly why Kim Kardashian left him, and Bianca.
Cause ever since look at him, look at that. That ain't him. That is not him. Ever since he was exposing them, like probably months and months and months back, where everybody was like, "Yo, he better chill. Something gonna happen to him." I think I remember he was saying they was threatening him. If I'm correct, he was saying they was threatening him. Then Kanye just disappeared, then popped up as this man right here on the screen. And they trying to do everything to tear Kanye apart. Everything about him lately been negative, right? Ain't nothing been positive. So until he start exposing the industry and telling their secrets again, I'm not gonna believe that's him.
Bianca is about to do the same thing to him. Apparently, Kanye actually got these illnesses from allegedly indulging in Diddy's freak-offs, and that is the reason why he was on X just a few days ago defending Diddy and asking for him to be released from jail.
Now they trying to compare him with Diddy's situation. Like, y'all gotta wake up. Y'all gotta wake up.
Multiple other SEX workers also came out claiming that Kanye hired them for freak-offs, and these people included both men and women, with some of the men claiming that Kanye SA'd them. Now, some of y'all might be wondering why the hell Bianca will come out with all of this now after allowing Kanye to humiliate her and to use her as a prop for his weird freak-off inspired costumes. Word on the street is it has to do with the recent interview Terrence Howard did exposing Diddy for trying to sleep with him. Apparently, Bianca didn't think people would believe her, especially since no one is taking the Diddy case seriously anymore. But after seeing the reception that Terrence got for speaking his truth, she is now coming out with what she had to do to put up with Kanye. And before we get into it, just know it's literally just like everything Diddy did to his victims. Now, for those of y'all who are somehow out of the loop about the interview I'm talking about, Terrence recently exposed Diddy for trying to sleep with him. Terrence claims he was contacted by Diddy through his then assistant that Diddy wanted him to come over to his house at night to discuss him being his acting coach for a movie that he was working on. However, when he got there, Diddy wasn't saying anything about the movie. He was more busy trying to seduce his way into Terrence's cheeks than actually talking about.
Yo, all this stuff about Diddy, bro, like this is weird. Like, it's weird. I believe what they saying about him. And it's just weird. Like, I seen that Terrence Howard interview, and he
about the movie. As soon as Terrence clocked what type of energy Diddy was on, he said he cut off communication with him and never went back to that house again.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, you know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to you. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth or threaten to knock.
I'm trying to figure out why, after like all these months now, they got him arrested. They raided his cribs. They still ain't put out no information on this Diddy situation yet. You notice that? Unless I just missed it. Like, where the tapes at? I know they're not gonna show the tapes, but like, who did they have? Who, like, you feel me? What did they catch yet? What did they find? For them to raid his house and all that, what did they find? They like, come on, bro.
Their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman.
This entire story caused a frenzy on social media, and it had everyone and their mama giving their 2 cents. And from the looks of it, Bianca was one of the people who had something to say, because she is now exposing Kanye's alleged affiliation to Diddy and how he allegedly caught all these stank STDs from indulging in freak-offs with Diddy. This was nasty to a lot of people, but they weren't surprised because not too long ago, Kanye was on X defending Diddy and being a weirdo. A lot of people were not here for this, and they even speculated that Kanye was only defending Diddy because he was mixed up in a lot of the BS that was going on, and he was trying to cover it up. He said, "Free Puff, Donald Trump, please free my brother Puff." All these celebrity men and women are P. Y'all watch our brother rot and never say anything. Kanye even went as far as raising thousands of dollars for Diddy through his clothing line, and once he made enough money and tried to send it to Diddy, but he was told Diddy wasn't allowed to receive any donations. I just found out that Puff is not allowed to make or collect money while he's locked up, so I'ma send his half of the money to Justin. Just for clarity, they trying to make an example out of Puff. Me and my brother had our issues, but these white people trying to use Puff to scare niggas. I'm neither scared nor brave. This just me.
Wasn't he against Puff on Drink Champs? Like, none of this is making sense. Like, I don't think that's Kanye controlling his page, bro. Like, I don't believe that at all. Like, they gonna do anything to make Kanye sound crazy, look crazy, blah. Even the person walking around that's like, Jada said he done seen 3-4 different versions of Kanye. So what does that tell you? I seen about 2 different versions of Kanye on here. Jada said he seen about 3 different versions. So something going on with this situation, bro. Mark my words.
Now, when it comes to the exact details of Kanye's involvement in Diddy's freak-offs, the details are still a bit all over the place because the police haven't started investigating into him like they did with Diddy. But a few people have come out to spill the tea on what Kanye has allegedly done to them, and it is crazy. The first is his ex-assistant, Lauren Pisciata, who accused both him and Diddy of Group S-ing her in a studio a few years ago. She said she was invited to come spend time with them as they recorded a few songs, and of course, she didn't think twice about it because she was Kanye's assistant at the time. However, they laced her drink, and after a few small sips of the beverage, she suddenly started to feel disoriented and she felt less in control of her body and speech. She said despite the trauma, she didn't have a clear recollection of what happened for a while after the incident. She knew that someone had touched her inappropriately and had visible physical signs of forced penetration, but she couldn't fully remember the exact details till one day, Kanye jokingly admitted that he had hooked up in the studio, but she wasn't confused by this because she knew for sure that she didn't sleep with him, at least not consensually. That's when she put 2 and 2 together and realized that Kanye and Diddy had S-a'd her, and Kanye was now trying to gaslight her into thinking it was a hookup. But this was just the start of the craziness, y'all. But right after Lauren, a model who goes by the name Jennifer Ann, accused Kanye of S-a'ing her, strangling her, and gagging her by shoving his dirty fingers in her mouth while they were on set of his music video 201. And this is a very recent case because she filed her suit just this past November. According to Jennifer, Kanye was a featured artist on the song the music video was being made for, but once he came on set, he was on his usual BS and took over the entire production like it was his song. He then demanded for all the female background actors and models, including Jennifer, to line up in the hallway. At this point, Jennifer was wearing very revealing lingerie, and she was beginning to feel very uncomfortable because how Kanye was acting. Kanye sensed that she was scared, and he decided to pick her and 2 other models to follow him into another room. According to the suit, he specifically pointed out Jennifer and said, "Give me the Asian girl." He then pulled 2 chairs near the camera, positioned them across from each other, and instructed Jennifer to sit in the chair in front of the camera. He then, towering over her, began to choke her with one hand, wrapped his other hand around her neck, and continued to strangle her with both hands. He smothered her face with both of his hands, which smeared her makeup. He then rammed several fingers down her throat, continuously moving them in and out, and gagged her to emulate forced oral acts. By the end of this craziness, Jennifer struggled to breathe and felt as if she had temporarily blacked out. She also said her face was covered in saliva and smeared makeup. And then there was also this singer, Nikki Heaton, who accused both Kanye and Diddy of essaying her. Just like Kanye's ex-assistant, Nikki too said she was in the studio with them when the alleged essay happened. Nikki said they locked her in the studio once they realized she was the only girl in there with them and took turns essaying her.
Immediately, I felt like there was something weird because, there's always drinks. There's always, the vodka and the mixer is just like sitting on the table. But we walk in and immediately, and Diddy hands me a drink. Kanye hands Lauren a drink. And we're like, that's weird. Why are they serving us? And Kanye kept looking at Lauren and like they were exchanging glances. And I'm like, they're like watching me strangely. And I'm like, okay, let me pretend to drink. And like, I'm not actually doing it. And like that seemed to like make them happy, like me like pretending to like join in. And immediately I'm like, there's something fucking in this drink. There's something in this drink. And I didn't know what to do. And I like, my manager was like across the room, but like close enough, but like not next to me. So I couldn't like whisper to her. But I wanted to tell her, I'm like, hey, don't fucking drink this. There's something wrong with this. But I couldn't. So I reach for my phone and I start to type, and Kanye takes the phone out of my hands and he's like, who are you texting? Like, you don't need to text anyone. Like, we're having a party. And I was like, okay. And he like puts it on one of the speakers. And I'm like, now what do I do?
Do they? You really think they need to do that to them? Like, can't they have whoever they want? Like, I don't understand why they would have to do that.
Like, I don't know what to do. And I see my manager take a sip, and I'm like, and then I see her take another sip, 2 sips out of this little vodka cranberry cup. And I'm like, oh, I said, I'm in this studio. The music's low, the lights are dim, but you can still like see everything. And I realized that I'm in the studio with Diddy and Kanye, and they're both off their shit. And there's 3 other men, an executive that works with Kanye, his engineer, and his cousin, and me. And I haven't started freaking out yet. I've realized that I'm the only girl in the room. And they start coming towards me, and they're like, don't you want to take your clothes off? Like, it's so hot in here. And I'm like, no, fine.
So you already was there uncomfortable. Why was you there? I'm done with this, bro. They're gonna do everything in their power to try to make Kanye look crazy. Even though he be saying some wild stuff. I don't think it's him, bro. I don't care what y'all say. But I'll get at you on the next one. I'm done with this joint.